Any questions on anything? After we get off YouTube and I have a few more slides, I'm going to have Robert, who 11th time here with his 15-year-old son, give you a little background on himself, where he stands, or actually with his deal, success he had before, and then how he's expanded it since in the last couple of years. And remembering that he attended the first seminar in 2010 that I formalized the mentor-mentee program. Before it was not loosey-goosey, that's not the right word to describe it, but it certainly wasn't like it is now. And I've tightened it up in the last couple of years, even more so than I had prior. And then he'll open it up to questions. But I asked him when we were in my office a little while ago, it's my imagination, I use slightly different words, but do these guys ask, the more fucking information I give you, the more fucking questions you ask? He says, yeah, no, it's not your imagination. In this day, compared to today, I told them nothing. I'm pointing at YouTubers a picture of the shakers and movers of the 90s. Sex, no drugs, and fucking rock and roll. They used to watch the sun fucking come up in the morning, very little sleep, we drank at lunch, sex, and I'm sure they must have done drugs. Drugs and fucking rock and roll, because they could stay up. They must have been doing drugs, but I wasn't. There they are. And some of my greatest successes came out of that group. And now, we got mealy-mouthed cunts that sleep way more, don't drink, and ask a million motherfucking questions. What the fuck? Anyway, so I asked Robert, and he says, yeah, they do. Because they want to know more information. And, well, you can ask him. But he says, Dan, the intellectual pennies are dropping, but the emotional penny isn't dropping. And they're trying to, these are my words, and you ask them yourself, that you're avoiding the obvious. So anyway, you'll be able to talk to them. And we're going to pass out, somebody just sent me an email that had a interesting observation about Elon Musk. From I read it quickly. It must have been from Elon's book. But I'm going to pass it out to you. But when Musk came into the meeting room where I'd been waiting, I noted how impressive it was for so many people to turn up on Saturday. I just found out it was Saturday today, a couple of hours ago. I didn't even know it. Musk saw the situation in a different light, complaining that fewer and fewer people had been working weekends of late. We're growing fucking soft, Musk replied. I was just going to send out an email. We're fucking soft. A word of warning. There's going to be a lot of fuck in this book. Musk adores the word, and so do most of the people in his inner circle. Now look at you. I'm glad I can't see you, YouTubers. What's the fucking world coming to? Jesus! And then it goes on to say, this kind of declaration seems to fit with our impressions of other visionaries. It's not hard to imagine Howard Hughes, Steve Jobs chastising their workforce in a similar way, yada, yada. And believe me, they fucking did. We'll pass those out in a little bit. And then we got you that... and this is my... I don't know if the right word is frustration. I don't know if that's the right word. And Mr. Musk and Mr. Jobs certainly had different backgrounds, and Mr. Gates and these guys, Still Ballmer that we talked to, and obviously myself. And your background is closer to some of the backgrounds of some of the other guys, the luminaries that we talk about. And I'm not saying that everything these luminaries did is correct. I'm not. But the one thing I do say is the motherfucking shit works. It works. And for you to delude yourself, I mean, is counterproductive. Counterproductive to, what you say you want to achieve. So, Robert will get around to that. Okay, the seminar is like sex; it all comes at the end, and we're starting to build up the crescendo. And a whole bunch of it comes not only this afternoon, but tomorrow before noon. And I normally don't go through the close or the summary. I leave, since you're going to get the slides, I leave the summary to you so we don't repeat a bunch of shit. So there's meat on the bones all the way up until we close tomorrow afternoon. We're going to do a couple more role plays today, but as Robert and I said a little while ago in my office, even though you've seen Chris, you've seen Kwong, Tony, and you're going to see in person Robert because he's here. Until you go out and do it, this is all perfunctory horseshit. Believe me, it's perfunctory caca. It's like the caca that comes out of your little baby's ass when you're cleaning a diaper. It doesn't mean a fucking thing. It's like, okay, cage fighter, until you get in the cage and you practice in the gym, right? No comparison. Right? It's no comparison. It's like in the fight movies when the manager or your manager's in the corner. Okay, you gotta jab, hit. He's not getting hit, right? Okay, we got him. He's on the ropes now. You're getting the shit knocked out of you. But I mean, so until you go out there and get in the trenches yourself and do this, and that's why we say start at the bottom, practice. And both guys so far alluded to that. And you can have all the information humanly possible, but you need to go out and you need to pull the trigger. And so sometimes I believe I'm doing a disservice because I get so much fucking information. Because you don't need all that information. Because I know a lot of people didn't have all that information, and yet they went out and they succeeded. But now we got the best practices. 20 years ago, I didn't know what the best of practices were. I didn't even know what that meant. Maybe that's why I didn't use it. And now we do, because we have so many things that have worked successfully for other people. And more personalities, from alpha males down to Henry Kissinger's and everything in between. Because we've had so many kids come through the program now. And remember, 99.9% of all the kids that have succeeded with QLA have never been here, have never met me, have never talked to me, have never face fucked me, tweet fucked me, or link fucked me. 99.9%. Those numbers I showed you, most of those 10,000 this, virtually all of them, I don't know who they are. I only know because they send shit into me. Thanks, Dan. God bless you. I made $6 million because of you. Changed my way of life. Thank you, Dan. I made $500,000. Thank you, Dan. I made $3 million. Thank you, Dan. I made $11 million. Thank you, Dan. I made $63 million. And on and on. That's the only reason I know. Once in a while, they send me a box of candy. Once in a while, my wife gets us some flowers. Once in a while, I get a Christmas gift. Once in a while, I get a bottle of whiskey. Once in a while, I get some expensive cigars. I've told you about once a guy sent me $100,000 once. Never met the fuck. So 99.9% have never met me. So that is just more validation to me, and it should be to you, that it works. That it works. The more I think about that bridge shit, the more, it makes me crazy. I just want to say it for the benefit of YouTube. We've got a mechanical engineer, a smart guy, notwithstanding he's a gypsy Romanian Rwandan, but he's a smart guy. And he said that he was taught the reason why he's so careful is when a doctor fucks up, only one person dies. But when I fuck up, 100 people can die. I'm surprised anything ever gets built. But that's not what QLA is. You don't have to, we're not killing anybody. And we're not killing anybody on the one person or the 100 or any place in between. Now, unfortunately, I'm sure some of the QLA guys have killed somebody. I don't want to know about it, though. And I get blamed for the people that have gone to jail. But 8 or 12 people out of a million that have gone to jail, I'm sure that's below the national average. So I'm not too worried about it. But remember, and for the YouTubers, all you guys that are benefiting from YouTube, and thank me for putting all this stuff on, it's for free and opening up the product and giving it away free. It's because I want as many of you as humanly possible to succeed against all the odds. But the truth of the matter is when you're using this stuff, the odds are in your favor. The odds flip. The odds flip because it's the only honest, non-gun with mask method that I know of that you can get the money, fulfill your dreams. I don't know of any others. And although we got a couple people in here, like the fucking rug peddler over here, that are looking. Although I know he wrote me a letter now and I haven't read it. Yeah, but even though he says I'm not really trying to find a shortcut, all this bullshit. But and he's not the first rug peddler that's been here, and he's not the first guy that has tried to look for a faster method. But the truth of the matter is, in which I acquiesce to, is I want you to do it as fast as humanly possible. Because there's no reason for you not to go out and do what some of the guys have done, like they put the dream team and slap it there all together in 6-8 weeks. There is no reason. And I had nothing to do with that deal. He did it all on his own. But that's all, when he got back, that's all he did. He didn't do anything else. He didn't fuck around. He didn't go play tennis. He didn't play golf. He didn't go on a holiday. He didn't do anything. He just stayed focused, turned his business over to his number 2 guy. You run it. Boom. Because how long does it take to make 40, 80, 200? Now, for some of you, it'll take you 25 years to make 200 calls. But Christoph, these are, I know, I don't want to ask you, because he thinks you're dipshits. But anyway, he says, are these people all slow? Yeah, they are. That's the truth of the matter. No. What they are, Christoph, is they're all afraid. And that makes them slow. Now, how'd you like to be in combat with these fucks? We'd all be dead. We'd be fucking all dead. Anyway, okay, YouTubers. We'll see you tonight. Thank you.